Welcome to Lesson 2 within Module 9, and it'll focus on the relationships which exist between leaders and followers or instructors and students in a learning team. Now, Simon Sinek presented an excellent summary of what he learned from US Navy SEALs, considered some of the best team operators in the world. He highlighted that while many of them would think that performance was the most important aspect of a high-performance team, the SEALs had a different view. Using the dimensions of trust and performance, the SEALs would rather have someone who had high levels of trust and mediocre performance over a high performer with low or medium trust. Because you can develop high performance skills. Trust takes much longer to develop and can be lost really quickly. Trust is similar to psychological safety, but exists as a one-to-one level, whereas psychological safety is the shared belief within the team that it's okay to take an interpersonal risk. So it exists one-to-many and many-to-one. Now, there are a couple of relationships which need to be recognized if you're going to be involved in any form of teams. The first relationship that needs to be considered is the purpose of leadership. Ask yourself a question: what's the purpose of the dive? What's the purpose of your training class? These might appear to be quite obvious and implicit with fun diving, but worth clarifying as we've already covered the issue with flawed assumptions. Leaders and followers circle this path in an evolutionary and developmental process. A student's purpose should be to learn, develop, and be more aware of their strengths and weaknesses, ultimately leading them to pass the class and be safe to dive in the real world. The student's purpose drives the instructors, and this developmental purpose should not just end when the class finishes. In a non-training environment, the goal of the dive should be clear, and the leader of the dive should be supporting the team members to achieve that. At the same time, the team supports the leader in accomplishing that goal safely. True team members are interdependent when it comes to achieving a clearly articulated goal. Note, a leader doesn't necessarily have to hold a title or a position. Now, the understanding of purpose and task links with Adair's action-based model of leadership, the second relationship to cover. In Adair's model, there is a team, a task, and the team members, i.e. the individuals. For a team to be needed to complete a task, it's likely greater than a task that can be done by one person. Therefore, clarity in task is needed to start with, and this is covered by the leader. For example, this could be an artifact recovery or a photo shoot or a survey. Each member will have skills that complement others to achieve the goal. Effective teams have common skills, so they can cover each other if something goes wrong. But there will be specialists in many teams, like photography, videography, or survey. However, the leader also needs to recognize that each team member might need some support and direction, coaching and mentoring to reach their peak. The team will trust the leader not to stretch them too far and give them support they need, and the leader can trust them to support them when asked to complete the task or speak up if the task is too onerous. Now, if the leader doesn't look after the team members' needs, then there isn't a team, and as such they won't be able to achieve the task. For example, dive masters ensuring that clients are clear on the dive parameters, or making sure that an underconfident diver has some additional support. Now, if you look at this model which I created, I believe that for every training course there are two teams running in parallel: the instructor-led team, which is the learning team, and the student or operational team. The purpose of the learning team is to develop skills to pass the course. The purpose of the student team is also to learn how to dive in the real world as a team, or at least develop their skills to be able to dive with others in a team. Leader and follower, instructor and student both have a relationship that revolves around a common and clearly understood purpose. Once that is clear, teams can develop much more quickly. Now, the next module will look at what's required to be an effective leader and what is needed from an effective follower within a team.